Hey there YouTube, welcome to Big Mike Beard Wisdom. So today we'll be fixing the hose that goes from here to there. And the reason why we're going to fix it is because I've managed to break two of them pretty much in one day. So this one here I've had probably for a good 2 years, and you can see it's had some rough times. And the big thing is that when I'm stretching this out, sometimes I'll pull it out too far, and what'll happen is that it'll yank on here, which I think causes some of these problems. So to help with that, I bought this little piece right here to hopefully help put a little bit of spring in there and help isolate it and protect things. And I'm going to try and fix this hose because these are a little weird. So the hoses that go from your bib to most of your carts are female on both ends, whereas a standard hose is female on one end and male on the other. And luckily for me, I had a spare cart that was cheap and I never used it, so I took this out real quick to try and band-aid it, and I wound up messing up and yanking on the cart again, and then it damaged the the plastic ends. Plus this one's a much higher quality hose than that is, so we're going to try and fix this one real quick. And if you look, not only did I manage to like kink and damage this, but you can see it split right there. Someone needs to take better care of his toys. These can be pretty simple to fix. All you need is something to cut it with. If you are going with like an X-Acto knife or razor blade or something like that, definitely wear a glove. Some type of repair kit. So this one's pretty simple. It's just a big clamp with a female end. You loosen the screws, you slide it inside, and away you go. Once you tighten it back down, at least. So this one I've already opened. So you've got this piece and this piece, and then all you need to do is cut the end of the hose off. And most garden hoses are pretty easy to cut off. Some are reinforced. This one's just got a little bit of like a standard reinforcement type stuff. So it's the two, like the inner and outer rubber, with probably like almost like a fiberglass netting type situation, reinforcing the rest of it. It would be interesting to see if this works on like a never kink hose. So pretty much all you need to do is take the hose that you have cut off, slip the bracket over and down, take the new female end, jam this down inside. This might be a fight. Oh, definitely a fight. So you get it started and you give it the good old-fashioned get some, get more. Establish dominance. I'm doing a really good job of sliding this piece down too far and not pushing on that part. But we got this up and over that first ridge, so I think it may be all right. And then we'll just screw this back down. Make sure it's good and tight. And you want to make sure that this still moves and spins. And then I'll do this end as well, because it's had a hard life as well. And we'll get everything hooked back up. This is a live and learn moment. You can slide this underneath pretty good. So that way, instead of pushing on both, you can just push on the one piece. Oh. Are you smaller? Did you get smaller? Haha. All right. So with this slid down, now it'll be much easier to push this in. I say, oh, come on. Oh, maybe it's the motion of the ocean. Ugh. Left, right. Oh. Come on. There you have it. So a little bit easier if you slide that other piece down. That way you can push directly on this. Less of a pain in the butt. So on second thought, don't do that. Because now this doesn't go up and over. Oh boy. Alright. So now, if you should happen to have done what I did and had this collar too far down, you're probably better off cutting the hose back off. Before you cut it off, go ahead and put 3 little stripes in it with that razor blade, but try not to cut all the way through. Try to just cut through the main outer layer and like that fiberglass reinforcement. That way you don't scratch the brass and risk, you know, a point of leak later. And then you can take like a screwdriver and kind of peel it back just a little bit, and that'll help you fight it off. And by not cutting it all the way off the hose, it leaves you a bit of a handle to hold on to as you try and pull it off. So something important to remember is that most of your garden hose fittings seal with an O-ring. So make sure that you've got the O-ring in place whenever you go to hook stuff up. There are plenty of times that I've hooked this guy up and its O-rings either fall out, or the O-rings either fallen out, or as I was disconnecting this, it stayed on the male end of the hose, and I didn't notice. So real quick, if we take a look at the old O-rings, these might have been either plastic, or, you know, maybe they were rubber, or are rubber, but they're definitely old and cracked. So these were hard and brittle, and having those new ones ought to help it just not leak. So it might be one of those things where if you've got a leaking hose, unless you've got like a tear or something like that, like this one, it might be that it's not actually the hose that's leaking. It may just be that O-ring. And then these O-rings you can actually buy in a lot of different places. Oh, this O-ring is perfectly fine. We'll save this one if I don't destroy it taking it out. Come on. Bloop. So this one's perfectly good. This one, definitely not. That's just junk. And that was on the good end. Alright, so this is all screwed in place. Everything's connected. It's dry right here, so nothing's leaking. Over here, this is dry, so nothing's leaking there. The water's definitely on. Well, if I didn't have so many weird little crimps and stuff in there. All in all, this wasn't too bad. Pretty easy to fix. Kind of weird that this hose is a female to female, which makes it really kind of unique. Wasn't too bad. It was pretty tough getting that to push far enough on, but other than that, I mean, if you were to, say, leave the hose out in the sunlight, let it warm up, then be nice and stretchy. It's been in the shade most of the day, so it was definitely not wanting to move. But this turned out pretty good. Part of me almost wants to get one of those like anti-kink hoses and see if that'll work with these, or if the anti-kink part would make it almost impossible to slip one of these through. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to like and subscribe. I'll check you next time. Now I need to try and fix the mess that I left with the reel last time I rolled this sucker up. It was a quick hurry up, get it rolled up before the dogs come out. Hey there YouTube, welcome to Big Mike Beard Wisdom. So today we're going to be fixing this hose. Oh, it's windy.